how's track life for you? What, as a coach, what are you doing these days?
Spent a lot of time recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. And, just keeping track of, the guys and how they're doing. And, we're scattered all over the world. I mean, we're everywhere. We have very few Arkansans on our team, so it's difficult to, there's a lot of time zones and different places where these guys are at, but just trying to stay in touch with them and all that. I mean, the last time I saw them as a team was March 11th or something.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that's what's so different with your sport as opposed to football is you do have so many international players and athletes to keep in contact with. How does that work? Now that the facility is open and they could come back, there might be some of your athletes who can't come back because of COVID. Yeah. So how does that work exactly for them?
Well, for this time of year, really, it's not much different than a normal year. Now that we're well into June, the national championships would have been a week or so ago or 2 weeks ago. They normally would be in kind of a rest period right now, and then they'd kick in. So really from here on out, it hasn't changed. It was really different March, April, May, June, beginning of June. But now we're kind of back into territory we know about. And most of our kids in the summertime go home. They have summer jobs, as you know, we have a lot of kids, we don't have full scholarships on a lot of our guys. It's very much like baseball. And so they go home and work and do their things at home, and then they train at home. We give them an off-season, training plan. And, we see them in the fall when they come back. And as you know, Alyssa, we're year round. We start fall track after Labor Day, and we go all the way until the second week in June. Mm-hmm. So we don't panic a little bit. I worry a little bit about the cross country team as far as that's our first competitive season, and those guys it's in their DNA to run this time of year. And so it's really, we're okay. Mm-hmm. We do have kids going to summer school. We have about 14 athletes maybe starting to lift some weights on tomorrow for the first time, that the kids that are around, but that's usually the amount we have anyway. So,
Sam talks about it with his guys, but you too, this is so involved with accountability and trusting your guys to do their work and make sure that they're continuing to work out when they're not around you.
Exactly. And, we wouldn't have the success we've had if we didn't have, our athletes, weren't dialed in and dedicated year round. We're a year round sport. You can't be out of shape. I just got a phone call from Laquan Nairn, our long jumper. And he was 15 miles into a bike ride on the Razorback Greenway. And he goes, "Coach, I'm staying fit, man. I can't get to the weight room right now. Obviously they couldn't start until this week, but he's out on the bike trail riding, so our kids are fit all the time. Mm-hmm. They might not be competition fit, but they do a really good job. Mm-hmm. So we're not pressing the panic button about these guys. And it's a little bit different than soccer and volleyball and football. Mm-hmm. Our season goes all year. And so we it's kind of built into our DNA how we do it.
Yeah, they're allowed to have some downtime right now after 9 months of competition.
Really. Again, as you know, we get a little worried where they haven't competed since March, the end of February. So you worry a little bit about them starting too quick, but they may be getting hurt. But hopefully they're pretty smart.
Yeah, when the guys who are here, you said about 14 guys who are here, how happy are they to have the facility open again for them to have a safe place to work out?
I think they're ready to get back with a little bit of structure. Again, we would have had structure all the way till about, the Olympic trials would be going on, or they were last week. We'd have that structure all the way up to the second week in June. They haven't had it for a while, and I think they crave it a little bit. And they're glad to finally start to get into some kind of routine. And, routines are good. And, so I'm pretty sure. I haven't talked to each one of them individually this past week, but I know they're excited to get back in. They were ready to go.
I asked this question to Lance because you've got 3 sports to worry about: cross country, indoor, outdoor. I feel like cross country might be a little bit more, you feel a little more confident that's going to happen because it is outside. You are running long distances, but indoors got to have a lot of questions because it's a lot of people inside a facility. So when you look at each one individually and how you would like to see them happen, which one are you most worried about possibly not happening?
I'm worried about the first one.
Yeah.
I just want to get through the first one, and that's cross country. And, we do have our challenges. You've seen the chili pepper, and you've seen 200 people shoulder to shoulder on the starting line with another 200 behind them, right? I mean, there's 300 plus people in the race. So I'm just worried about the first season, and then, we'll learn from that and move on. But and things will change, as by the time we hit December, January. But right now, I'm not even thinking about that. We just want to, hopefully have a cross-country season. So I'm just focused on that right now, and we'll cross that next bridge when we hit it.
How much does this whole entire thing with COVID rely on just taking it day by day for your sport, learning the most you can today to apply it tomorrow to try to get that much closer to a cross-country season happening?
It's very much, if I had to equate it to any event in track and field, it's like a decathlon. And you've got 10 different events, and you're going to screw up in a few events. But it's that ability to compartmentalize and not let the mess up or the bad performance in the long jump hurt you when you go to the shot put. You know what I'm saying? So it's very much like, it's like a decathlon where you're going to have these ups and downs. And you just got to be able to keep your wits about you and not panic and know that it's going to turn out okay. So if I could put any event in, that would probably be the one, because the person that wins a decathlon is the one that can overcome adversity and in a bad event out of 10. So.
Yeah, I like that analogy, Coach. Haven't heard that one. I like it. Well, hey, we're rooting for you because we need real sports to talk about. So
I know. I know it.
I do have the NASCAR race on. So
there you go.
I have that going for me and some golf, but I need some sports in my life to
We need some action. We need some action sports going. So yeah, it'll be good to get going.